If you are just getting started with YouTube automation, it is very easy to fall into pitfalls and wreck your progress before you even start it. From overspending on the wrong tools to creating content that will never get traction. Today, I'm going to cover 5 mistakes that beginners often make when starting YouTube automation. And these mistakes will cost you a lot of time and money that you cannot afford to lose when you're just starting out. So stick around, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you what these mistakes are and how you can avoid them. And then in the end, I'm also going to tell you 5 things that you should be focusing on instead for a successful YouTube automation channel. So this way you can build a profitable faceless YouTube business in 2025. And as a bonus, at the end, I will give you one secret metric that YouTube actually cares about when you are running YouTube channels, and it will increase your chances of going viral. But before we dive into that, I want to share with you the biggest mistake I have made in my YouTube automation career and in my online business career. And to kick that story off, I have a little quote for you. A smart man makes some mistakes, learns from it, and never makes that mistake again. But a wise man finds a smart man who has made the mistake already, learns from him, and will never make that mistake at all. So first, I want you to understand why it's so important to not make mistakes when you're starting an online business. And honestly, it sounds so obvious, like, of course, you do not want to make mistakes, right? But I'm gonna tell you why it can take such a toll on your business career when you make big mistakes. Not all mistakes are the same, but I'm going to tell you like some mistakes I made that really costed me a lot of time, money, and energy basically, and that lost a lot of momentum for me. Because knowing what can go wrong before you start a business can really help you prepare and avoid these things from happening if you know what happened to others or what can potentially go wrong. As an example, in 2021, I was running an e-commerce dropshipping business. I was making over $70,000 a month, and I lost that business because of a mistake. 2 years after that, I started YouTube automation, and I was doing over $7,000 a month from my channels. And because of another mistake, I lost my whole portfolio and lost all that revenue too. Now, through the past years from that moment, I started, launched, scaled, but also lost countless of other YouTube automation channels that I lost through multiple and different kind of mistakes that I made. So knowing that you can make mistakes and knowing that you can avoid mistakes can save you a lot of money and time, because the worst part is if you have to start over your business from zero because you lost a channel, it got demonetized, you got struck for you reused content, copyright issues, you name it. So it's really important to know what to actually focus on, what to avoid, so you don't lose your $70,000 or $7,000 a month businesses too, like I did. Now, of course, in every mistake, there is a valuable lesson. But in these cases, these lessons were very expensive that I would have rather learned by not losing my channels or my e-commerce business, because yeah, even my life would look a lot different if I still had those businesses, of course. And obviously, when you run a business, things will always go wrong inevitably. And after the things happening, these like story of the mistakes and losing the business and building it back up, it's of course beautiful stories of like high peaks and low values. But in the moment, it really feels like your life is over. You worked so hard on something and then you just lose it all. This is really something that you do not want to experience, and yeah, again, possibly avoid. Because it's not just the cash flow that you lose when one of your businesses basically gets shut down or your channels get demonetized. Because this in itself gives you a lot of stress, uncertainty, and lost money. But the worst part is that you lose your momentum. So when you're running a channel, especially with YouTube, once you got a channel monetized, it's organic, it's in the algorithm, you're making money from it, you're getting views, you're building subscribers. If all of a sudden the channel gets shut down, it's just gone. And even if you get it back after a few months, you lose the momentum and you have to start from zero again usually. And that is just very, very annoying, and you want to avoid that at all costs. And especially if you think about the fact that losing these channels or losing my e-commerce business could have been avoided if I just spent more time or invested more money in mentors, in guides, in courses, in people that made those mistakes already, that could have warned me or helped me through these phases to not make those mistakes. So having said that, of course, this is all part of the story. My business is doing now very well again, but multiple times I had to build back up from zero. And I was lucky enough to make enough money to sustain myself in these periods. But if you're a beginner and maybe you don't have a lot of money reserves, then this can really cause you problems and maybe even to the point where you have to get a job again or something. So yeah, learn from the mistakes that I'm going to name now. I'm going to mention 5 of them to you. So we're going to dive into the fun stuff now. So here are 5 pitfalls to avoid when starting YouTube automation. 5 things that I would advise you to focus on instead. And then also 1 bonus metric that YouTube really cares about in pushing you into the algorithm. Everyone wants to get rich quick. But what I've seen myself and from the past 3 years working with over 100 people one-on-one, everyone that tries to cheat the system usually in the long term get negative backlash from that. They also get slower growth. And lastly, they just generally have a very bad work ethic when they have the mindset of getting rich quick. Because in reality, there are no shortcuts when it comes to business. It's all about learning the fundamentals and putting in the time until you can make something work. Because if there were shortcuts that people would sell or that you could take, then everyone would do it. And yeah, just think about it. It wouldn't make sense. Everyone would use these shortcuts to get rich quicker, and then it wouldn't be a shortcut anymore. So that brings me to number 1 of the pitfalls you should avoid when starting YouTube automation, and that is taking shortcuts. Just think about pre-monetized channels, buying subscribers, buying viewers, buying watch hours. Every single day, 5 to 10 people in my Facebook or Instagram DM ask me, hey, should I buy this channel? Hey, should I buy these watch hours? Should I buy these subscribers? I want to get in the YouTube partner program quick. And yes, this might get you in the partner program quick and get you monetized. But if you then do not know how to make videos or pick your niche and run your channel and your team and make videos, then you still will not get any views. So why would you buy a pre-monetized channel if you don't know how to make videos that will get views anyway? So that is the fundamentals that you need to learn. You can try to cheat it, get a pre-monetized channel, but then, if you don't get the views to make money anyway. So here are 5 smaller things that I would advise you to do instead of trying to cheat the system and look for shortcuts. And this does not just apply to YouTube automation. This in general applies to online business, making money, and personal development too. So step 1, learn the fundamentals of what you want to do. Step 2, learn proven systems or strategies from people that have done this before you. Number 3, start actually taking action and give something a fair shot. Number 4 is putting in at least 100 reps in whatever it is you are doing. So with YouTube, this would be posting at least 100 videos, maybe on different channels and different niches, but at least learn how to make 100 videos and post them before judging if this is for you, if it's not for you, if it works or it doesn't work. And number 5, again, stop trying to find shortcuts, put in the reps and learn the fundamentals. So this was more a general approach thing. The next 4 things you have to avoid are more based on YouTube automation. Pitfall number 2 that you should avoid is perfectionism and procrastination, which often go hand in hand. So perfectionism and procrastination often work hand in hand in a vicious circle, and they usually cause you or an aspiring entrepreneur to be stuck in the moment and not take any action. So perfectionism stands for not accepting anything or any output that is short from perfect. And this causes you to delay any action because you think that something that you created or want to put out is not perfect. And because of this, you get into the mindset of thinking, I'll start when it's perfect, which is very often a point you will never achieve because something will never be perfect. And when it comes to YouTube, this will result in you or a creator doing the logo of your channel 100 times over, doing the banner, doing the SEO, looking for niches, doing all the work that keeps you away from actually making videos and uploading videos. Now, I'm not saying these things are not important, but when you are starting out, it's not very important how your logo or your banner looks. It's all about finding that niche and uploading videos. When you work for weeks or even months on tweaking all these little details, you are probably just avoiding the discomfort of doing the actually hard work and putting yourself out there. Because YouTube is about uploading video. It's as simple as that. So I advise you to actually start uploading and stop thinking about uploading. Now, procrastination is the action of delaying something. So this is more like overthinking things and getting stuck in that overthinking, and because of that, not doing what you actually want to do. So this leads to something called analysis paralysis and keeps you stuck in place because there's just an overwhelm of things that you can do and you think you need more information before you can actually do something and make something work. So with YouTube, this can relate to, did I do the SEO on my channel well enough? Did I pick the right niche? What is the best name for my channel? Is my logo good enough? Is my banner good enough? Should I make AI videos? Should I hire someone? Or should I do it myself? It's like all these things that you have to analyze and make decisions on. And if you don't do that, then you get stuck and don't move and don't take action. And the truth here is that there is never a perfect decision. It all comes down to just taking action and putting in the reps and the work. So for a beginner starting this, just do the fundamental research, find a niche that you are interested or passionate about, and just start putting in the reps. And the rest will come with time. Pitfall number 3 you should avoid is being overwhelmed by the amount of skills you have to learn. Because running a business takes a lot. In the case of YouTube, you have to know how to find niches. You have to know how to make a thumbnail, graphic design. You have to be a scriptwriter, write scripts. You need to do video editing, maybe AI design, maybe voiceover acting, SEO, how to get your video found. There's a lot of things you can learn and you have to learn to start a YouTube automation business. And this amount of things that you can and have to learn can often overwhelm newcomers in what is actually important to learn. And what happens there is that they focus too much on things that don't matter yet in their situation. And maybe learn, for example, super high and difficult editing skills when they don't even have a channel or a niche yet. So they focus on the wrong things and take away time from the thing that is actually important. For example, this is a mistake that I made and what I still sometimes do make is when I want to learn something new is watch hours of videos on it to learn, to get to a point where you think you learned enough and then you can start doing it. But maybe that thing that you just have been watching like 3 hours of YouTube videos on is not relevant to your situation yet. So maybe if I watch like 3 hours of how to make the perfect looking thumbnails and I don't have a video and a channel yet to upload a thumbnail to, then what use is having that thumbnail? So that is what I'm getting at here. So here are 5 things that I do think are the most important skills you should learn when starting YouTube automation so that you can actually focus on those and ignore the others for now. So number 1 is how to find a good niche based on supply and demand. Number 2 is how to build a channel with a logo, banner, and doing SEO. Number 3 is creating an easy and simple thumbnail. Number 4 is writing good, engaging scripts that engage viewers and hook them in. Number 5 is basic video editing skills, because these are the 5 core elements to starting your YouTube automation empire. And real quick, if you want to learn more about these 5 skills in a structured manner, I actually have a 5-day Faceless YouTube challenge, wherein each day I cover one of these fundamentals with plug and play cheat sheets you can download and with a community that you can interact with, and where I do also live calls. So if you want to join that community, click the link in the description. It's called Faceless Tuber School. It's a free community where I host this challenge in that will keep you accountable to actually starting your channel. So I would love to see you in there. Now, number 4 of the pitfalls that you should avoid when starting your Faceless YouTube channels is investing in very expensive videos or outsourcing to freelancers. So the reason YouTube automation is called YouTube automation is because we can outsource the video editing part to freelancers online and use the leverage of their time to produce more content than I can actually film. So let's say if I'm filming this video and it takes me 30 minutes to 60 minutes, that's my actual time. So I'm limited to that every single day. But with the leverage of freelancers, maybe I can make 10 videos that are each 1 hour long in one single day, which I would never be able to do so by myself. Now, even though this leverage having this leverage is amazing, it's very expensive to outsource to freelancers when you're just starting out, because the price of outsourcing a video can be a minimum of $50 to $60 and go up to thousands of dollars. So most beginners who still work a 9 to 5 can probably not invest in 100 videos, each costing 60 euros before they strike gold or before they find a channel. This is a high-risk business model, so you're never guaranteed if you're actually going to make money back on those first 10, 15, 20, 30, maybe even 40 videos that you make. So yeah, as a beginner, you do not want to overspend on outsourcing to freelancers and paying for videos. What I would recommend you doing instead is learning how to use AI softwares to make videos when you are starting out. So you can get a stack of AI tools and pay less than $100 a month for these tools and make like 50 to 100 videos with those subscriptions if you want to. This way you can start multiple niches, multiple channels, make multiple videos, and learn all the basics of YouTube before spending thousands on videos that you outsource. And before you jump to conclusions whether these channels work or make good money, most of my students from the last 12 months, the successful ones, are the ones that started AI-based channels. The RPM of these niches are usually between $7 to $12. And because they are so easy to make, they can put out high volume and get more chance on viral videos. If you want to learn how to make these AI channels, I have videos about that up on this channel and also in my newsletter, so you can join that in the description if you want to learn more about that. Now, pitfall number 5 to avoid when starting YouTube automation is making too busy titles and thumbnails. And for this, I would always keep the KISS framework in mind. Keep it stupid simple. So less is more, basically, because people starting out usually think they need to put all the information in the title, in their thumbnails, and overwhelm the viewers with information. But this usually makes for a very ugly looking thumbnail or title and gets no clicks. So my advice would be to make simple and short thumbnails with like 3-4 words of text, maybe a face of a person in it with a specific expression and a background. But yeah, don't overdo it with the crazy colors and the crazy editing, because that is harder to do and can backfire on you too. So these were 5 of the biggest pitfalls you should avoid when starting YouTube automation as a beginner. And now we're going to cover 5 short tips that you should actually be focusing on when starting out. So tip number 1 is having patience. And this sounds very boring and very still, but having patience in any new business is just the key to success. You have to be willing to give it 6 to 12 months to work and post those 100 first videos to actually learn the fundamentals of any business. Just remember that if this was easy, then everyone would do it, everyone would be on it. So have patience, give it time, and actually start putting in the work. So tip number 2 is having fundamental skills. The YouTube game comes down to supply and demand, and you finding niches where the supply is low and the demand is high. This way you can go viral quicker. And this is the whole YouTube game. So learn how to find these niches and then learn how to make videos that the viewers actually enjoy watching. Stop learning all the super high in-depth skills of video editing, script writing, and maybe SEO, and just focus on these 2 core principles when you are a beginner. Again, this can be as simple as an AI generated video. Number 3 is starting before you are ready. So I previously covered perfectionism and procrastination. Do not get stuck in this and try to just start as quickly as possible with your first channel and your first 10 videos. They are probably going to be bad. They're probably going to look stupid. But once you start putting stuff out there, you get used to it more and it becomes easier and easier over time. Because it's better to have 10 bad videos up on your channel and learn from that than being in a research phase and not having actually anything to show for after weeks or months of working on this. So start creating and stop consuming. Number 4 that you should focus on is learning AI video production. So for any beginner, learn how to use AI tools to make your scripts, your voiceovers, your videos, and maybe even your thumbnails. Softwares for this do not cost a lot of money and you can output a lot of videos easily. I have over 5 students doing over $3,000 a month purely from AI channels that they run themselves. So yes, they are also highly profitable, they're easy to make, and you do not have to invest a lot in a freelancer team and manage that team. Now, tip number 5 is simplicity is key. Try to keep things simple and move quick. Stop overcomplicating things and just get it going. Life is not that serious. Just start your channel and start uploading some videos. Who knows what might happen, right? So learn the fundamentals of niche research, learn how to make videos, and start posting your videos. Produce, upload, test niches. This is just the rules of the game. And the more you do this, the better you get at it. So keep rinsing and repeating this system until you find a channel or a video that does goes viral and does get you monetized and makes you money. So these were 5 things to avoid with YouTube automation, 5 things that you should actually be focusing on when you want to be successful with YouTube automation. I hope it was valuable. If you have any comments or questions about this, leave them in the comments. And again, if you want a 5-day free challenge that talks you through all the steps of actually making a channel like this and the core fundamental things you need to learn, join the Faceless Tuber School Challenge. Link is in the description. And lastly, now that you know the things to avoid and the things to actually do, you need to find your niche. So I want you to watch this video here on screen that goes over the most 5 viral niches of 2025, so you can take inspiration from that. Okay, so click the video and I'll see you in the next one.